Hello and welcome to another episode of Coffee Conversations. Today we're going to get to know our SLP, TOSA, Shelly Mitchell. Welcome, Shelly.
Thank you.
So I guess my first question is, Shelly, what interests you in becoming an SLP?
That's a good question. When I went off to college, I thought I would be doing something in the area of psychology, and I lived across the street from the communication sciences department, and I thought, what is that? So I went over and sort of snooped around and asked questions and ended up taking my first speech pathology related position, which was a neuroanatomy class, and I really enjoyed it, oddly, but yeah.
And so what captured your interest about SLPs?
Well, one of the things that we were able to do is sort of come in and take a tour and watch the student clinicians in behind these two-sided mirrors, and I would see them working with geriatric patients who maybe had a neurological disorder, and then also with young children, so all kinds of clients they would have, and I always thought I wanted to work with kids and not necessarily with geriatric students or patients, and so I really watched some of these children. They would come in and they couldn't speak. They were very unintelligible. Some of them only grunted or screamed, and I would watch over time, and that changed, and I thought, wow, that is so amazing, and I want to be that kind of change agent for students, and it was really great to see these families, because they had to come with their children, just so blessed and encouraged by the progress that was made, even just in a clinic with student clinicians, so yeah.
So I know that SLPs work with a lot of different, communities and organizations.
Mm-hmm.
What interests you besides, the kiddo aspect of working in a school?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So we started doing practicums, and I was able to work alongside of school psychologists, which was maybe my initial interest, and classroom teachers, and it just felt like this really natural environment to be working on students' communication. I liked the teamwork and that collaboration. It was really an attractive way to work to me.
Can you share some challenging, aspects of being an SLP in the school district?
Sure. I think first, I think speech pathology is the best career there possibly can be, but those challenges can be time. I think in every profession, time can be a killer. And so typically a speech path has 60, sometimes more or less, students with a whole range of communication needs. They don't come to us in a classroom where we know exactly how and when we're going to work with them. We have to sometimes find them out there. That's a time-consuming process, and an evaluation for eligibility is very time-consuming, and with a large number of students, it's really hard to feel like we're doing all the things for a student that we know that they need from us. I think the numbers, it can be a real detriment. You have to be very organized to make all of that happen in the timelines, and everything we do is time bound. If we do an evaluation, it's time bound. If we're providing an IEP service, we're herding those minutes every single week that are developed in the IEP. So it can be very challenging. We have many stakeholders: OTs, PTs, special ed teachers, classroom teachers, the parents, and sometimes the outside community to be communicating with, and that again is very time consuming.
Can you tell us what your day is like?
Yes, as an SLP, a typical day is going to be arrival at school, doing some planning and preparation for the day. Maybe it may start with a meeting, an evaluation planning or an IEP meeting. And then throughout the day, we work with students either by pull-out into our classroom or a separate location to work on the communication skills that they need. And then sometimes we may be going to several of the classrooms and pushing in services and supporting the needs of students right there in the classroom. And definitely each day there is some sort of a meeting that we have to participate in. There's collaboration with our teachers through PLCs and IEP meetings, like I mentioned before, an evaluation planning meeting, just a number of things to make sure that we provide the full service to students to help them overcome their communication needs.
Thank you, Shelley.